Hi, it's me, Chana Mizrahi, the owner of Mazet Wigs. A question I frequently get asked is, what's the deal with baby hairs? Actually, I get asked a lot of other questions about baby hairs also. What are they? Why do we need them? Why do we need them on wigs? We don't have them on our heads. Actually, that's a misconception. We do have them on our heads. A lot of people just don't even know that. A lot of people do know that. So baby hairs is an interesting terminology because they're not just for babies. They're called that because the texture is similar to a baby's hair. It's softer, finer, shorter hair. It can't grow long or thick or coarse. Even if you don't have coarse hair, it can't grow as coarse as your hair, like the hair that grows out of your head. It can't grow the same as your hair. And it's a very feminine thing. I don't know as much about masculine hairlines as I do about feminine hairlines. I've studied female hairlines very extensively. I know quite a bit about them as I am an expert in wig making for women and girls. I don't know so much about the male head shapes or hairlines, except I've noticed certain very obvious differences. I haven't inspected so many closely enough to notice whether, I don't know that if none of them have baby hairs, but I've noticed certainly most of them don't really have baby hairs. They just have a sharp edge, and they seem to have the same texture and thickness, unless they're balding, right up to the edge of their hairline. Whereas for a woman, for most of us, of course there are exceptions. If you're one of those exceptions, no worries, it's totally normal. There's a very wide variance of what's normal. But for most of us, if you have a straight line right up to your hairline and your hair is as thick, the same thickness and texture and density, meaning it's the same number of hairs per square inch in that part of your hair, your scalp at your hairline as in the rest of your scalp, it's gonna look a little noticeably different. Maybe someone who doesn't know so much about hairlines can't quite put their finger on what looks different about it. They'll just know something about this looks a little bit different, a little interesting. It is a slightly more masculine look. A lasered hairline could look like that, but a natural feminine hairline usually has a lower hair density. Again, that means there are fewer hairs per square inch in that area. So there's a lower hair density closest to the hairline. It starts to get thinner, usually right around here, and has baby hairs right at the front of the hairline. And we all have them. I start right around here. This is all wig. This is not my baby hair, but I did design this to replicate my own natural hairline. So this is based on my hairline, and these baby hairs are like my hairline. So this is, I'm showing this to you anyway because this is like my natural hairline, even though this is not a natural hairline. So the answer is yes, if you want a natural looking hairline. Well, yes, we do have baby hairs on our natural heads of hair. And if you want a natural looking hairline on your wig, yes, we do need baby hairs. However, and maybe this is going to seem a little controversial to some, because I see a lot of people, and a lot of people who do wig repairs who add baby hairs, do frizzy hair, or they do curly hair even. And I have curly baby hair, but that's because I have curly hair. I'm wearing a straight wig, but my natural hair is very curly. So my baby hairs are curly. but they're not frizzy even though my hair is frizzy. Most people don't have frizzy baby hair. And as I said, it is very fine, silky textured hair. It's called baby hair because the texture is much like a baby's hair. You can't put actual baby hair in a wig because these little hairs, I'm touching it, it's on my wig, but like the hair underneath that's my actual baby hair is too small and too fine to actually grab onto it and knot to a piece of lace to make into a wig. So we just get the finest hairs that we can ethically source, because it has to come from consenting adults to be ethically sourced, to replicate that look as closely as we can. So we're never going to get it just right, but we do the best we can, and I think we do pretty well. Anyway, many use very frizzy, coarse hair, and first of all, that's very unnatural. Secondly, it doesn't blend very well because then it just sticks out, and I see people with straight or wavy or very silky, beautifully textured hair, and then they have these tufts of frizzy hair, and it doesn't blend and it doesn't work. And that's very unnatural looking. Secondly, they do copious amounts of it, and that also is not normal. Natural baby hair is close to the skin because there are small amounts of it. Thirdly, they tease it out. Like, most people don't even notice they have baby hair. So are you teasing it out? Have you ever teased out your baby hair before you saw this video? Did you know you have it? Actually, I'd be interested to know the answer to that. So please answer in the comments. I knew I had baby hair, but I didn't know until I think I was in my late teens, when some other teenager commented about how your baby hair is so cute, how it curls. I was like, my what? Because I'm thinking like baby hair, babies have that. I'm not a baby, so I don't have baby hair. I had never, like, I thought like there's something wrong with me because like I have a lot of baby hair, so I have these short hairs over here. There's like something wrong with me that I have those. But yeah, so I think a lot of people don't even know they have them, and if they do, they just kind of blend into the hair or blend against the face. So no, nobody's teasing them out. So that's the other thing. You see people walking around with these little puffs along their hairline, these like little nests of baby hair. I think that looks very unnatural. The other problem is it's frizzy, coarse hair, and when it's not a lace front wig, then the only place to attach that is over here, which is inside the wig cap, when there's a small amount of very silky baby hair. And all Mazette wigs come with a small amount of baby hair, which is very natural and very nice. These knots are very fine and very silky, and it feels very smooth and beautiful. But if there were large amounts of coarse hair and you have gobs of coarse knots over here, that becomes very itchy and very uncomfortable. It's like pieces of burlap rubbing against your skin, and you could wear your wig for many hours a day. You know, you wear it to work, you're there all day. The skin gets very sensitive and very raw after a while. It can be very uncomfortable, so I really don't like that idea. But I just want to show you an example. It's more visible on a lace front than a silk top. I want to show you an example of how beautiful it can be when it's done really right. Look at this. You see a small amount of baby hair in the front, just at the hairline, the low density hair just behind that, and then the higher density hair behind that. It's a gradual transition like a natural head of hair. Like this also. It's like a natural head of hair. I like volume on top, so this is air dried, not styled, but I like dry it like, but still it's volume, but it's not thickness. Still that gradual transition. It's not like you see some wigs that are so thick over here and then very suddenly, very abruptly, you have that low density hairline and it just doesn't blend very well. So yeah, having the graduating density that gradually changes, and then baby hair done right, that's not too much, that also is the right texture, is very, very important. And it can change the whole look of the wig. I've had people come in here with wigs that are cheaper wigs. They're trying to be more economical. They need to save money and they can't afford the best quality wig. And if you can't afford the best quality wig, the one splurge that's really worth it is the hairline. And I'm working on, I've done in the past for several people, but I'm working on right now for one lady on a sort of a hybrid situation where it's cheaper hair, like except right here. So the lengths of the wig are cheaper hair. It's nice hair, but it's more affordable. And then just the scalp, just this part and the hairline are going to be European virgin hair and finest quality Swiss lace. So it's much cheaper than doing the whole wig that way. But since this is the part that really shows, and this is also the part that's going to get the brunt of the sunlight and the wind and the elements, and that is virgin hair, and that's where her hairline's going to be. It's going to look amazing. Maybe I'll do a video on that when it's finished, if she's okay with it. Thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel, and please feel free to share this video or repost it if you think it'll be helpful to any of your friends.